Attorney-at-law Bert Samuels has laced strong criticism at the concept of this agreement at the institution. The Gleaner reported on the weekend that the agreements bar council members from speaking publicly about information gleaned during their tenure and is valid for 5 years from the date it was signed. The Prime Minister has promised to look into the issue and raise it at Cabinet. According to Mr. Samuels, several questions immediately arise when these agreements come into play because the appearance is given of something to hide, especially in the context of freedom of information.
It puts a lot of pressure on the individuals who are signing these agreements because no doubt it was a condition of their service. And it is obvious that the whistleblower that is required to help us at times would become, trapped by this agreement.
Mr. Samuels outlined another negative implication of non-disclosure agreements.
These non-disclosure agreements do not meet with persons who really want to serve and who believe that they should not be involved in secrecy. So it pushes away people who want to do that, and it sends a bad signal for those who are serving, as though we could point to them and say, okay, you're part of the cover-up. Who wants to be part of a cover-up? Especially at the CMU. It's now looking, in retrospect, so bad.
He was speaking Monday on RGR's radio program Beyond the Headlines. And Mr. Samuels is using the situation to renew advocacy for the repeal of the Official Secrets Act. He believes information should only be restricted in certain situations.
It must be. This is a 1911 Act out of England, which was imposed on us, which was meant to deal with wartime and not giving information to the enemy. We are independent. We don't have enemies among our people. And therefore, the spirit of that act and this non-disclosure agreement is just a continuation of that Official Secrets Act. It is the very thing that civil servants have to sign, that they can't give information. And therefore, when we're discussing the whole thing of non-disclosure and the new era we're in of disclosure and access to information, I see monetary policy in a restricted way and the national security as the only two items that we should not have ready access to.
Sasha Lee Hamilton, Frontline News.